circulations. Before discussing the topic, it is important to understand the importance of this topic. Since the concept of climate change is asked more and more in all the exams, like whether it is a state PSC or UPSC. So the topics of jet streams, meandering of jet streams, the topic of jet streams, the topic of global warming, the topic of sea level rise. These all topics are related directly or indirectly to meridional cells. So it is important to understand the basic before going deep into the concept of climate change. So having understood the importance of this topic, let's come back to the main theoretical concept. So the concept of meridional circulations can be understood by the meridional cells. First of all, we must know that what are the meridional cells and why these are called the meridional cells. Meridian is nothing but the longitudes of the globe. These longitudes are called the meridian. Let's understand this with an example. Consider this as the 2D figure of Earth. So this 2D figure has two meridians, 1 and 2. So as we start rotating this figure, these are the meridians, and after rotating this whole figure we get 360-degree view of Earth. So these meridional cells are found at the have the vertical orientation. Means these are not the horizontal one. They have the vertical orientation. So now let's understand these cells. So basically there are three types of cells: Hadley cell, Farrell cell, and polar cell. First of all, we must understand the general concept of these cells. See, the regions where there is low pressure, air rise from that region, and the region where there is low pressure, air sinks at this region. So basically there are 7 pressure belts on the globe. One is equatorial low pressure belt, and second is subtropical high pressure, subpolar low pressure, and polar high pressure. And these 3 pressure cells are similarly in the southern hemisphere. And all these pressure belts are formed due to the insolation of sun. And as we all know that sun is directly vertically shines on the equator and the tropics. So coming to the first cell, that is Hadley cell. Hadley cell is called thermally induced pressure cell. The reason being the insolation of sun, means the sun is directly the figure I made is this is equator, north pole and south pole. I have just rotated this figure to explain it better. So this is the Hadley cell. So see, as the sun shines here, and because of the insolation of sun, the air rises. So we have understood that at the low pressure the air rises and at high pressure air sinks. So at the low pressure the air rises, and since the insolation is highest at this point, the rise is more here. As you can see that the height is not equal. Here for example it is 17 kilometer. Here it may be 12 or 13 kilometer. The reason is the rise of air is more in these areas. So as the air rises more, as the air ascends more, it cools more. And after cooling, the air sinks at the subtropical high pressure belt, which is around 30 degree north and south of the equator. So in this way, we are getting equatorial low pressure belt here, and the region where air sinks is the equatorial high pressure belt. So in this way, one cell is completed. Air rises here and air sinks here. So coming to the next cell, that is Farrell cell. Farrell cell is formed between 30 degree north and south. Here also and here also. This is called the Farrell cell. Since for Hadley cell, we understood that it is thermally induced because of the insolation of sun, but Farrell cell is called dynamic pressure cell. The reason being the concept of fronts, which we will be discussing in our next lecture. You must be knowing about the concept of temperate cyclones. So the dynamic pressure conditions are related to Farrell cell. Here the air sinks at the subtropical high pressure belt and rises at subtropical low pressure belt. And since you can see that the interaction of these two cells is not the vertical, but they are in the inclined direction. The reason is this can be considered as warm air mass and this can be considered as cold air mass. The detail we will discuss our next lecture. So since warm air mass is always above the cold air mass, so the interaction of these two air mass will always be slanting and not the vertical. And the third type of cell is the polar cell, where the air rises at the subpolar low pressure belt and sinks at the polar high pressure belt. So having understood about the theoretical concept of these cells, now let us understand the the current affairs part, means how we can relate it with the climate change. So first of all, with the headless cell, since the air sinks at subtropical high pressure belt, the region of subtropical high pressure belt is marked by the subtropical deserts. The region where the air sinks, it is the region of anticyclonic condition, it is the region of desert areas. So see, these are the deserts of the subtropical deserts: Sonoran Desert, Mohave Desert, Atacama Desert, Namib Desert in Africa, Sahara Desert in Africa, Thar Desert in India, Great Australian Desert. These all are the subtropical deserts, and this can be understood by the sinking air at the subtropical high pressure belt. So this is the climatic condition related to headless cell. Now coming to Ferrel cell, since the sinking of air we have understood with the deserts, now this rise of air we have to also understand it. So this rise of air, since we know that sinking of air is related to desert conditions, and the rise of air is always related to rainfall conditions. So what is the rainfall condition related to this? What is the rainfall condition related to subpolar low pressure belt? Rainfall condition is you must have understood about the concept of taiga forest. So how we are getting taiga forest in these regions, in these cold regions? The reason being subpolar low pressure belt, because these are the regions where air rises. So this is the region which receives rainfall. Because of the rainfall, there are taiga forests. And so these are the climatic conditions related to Ferrel cell. Now coming to climatic condition related to polar cell. So this is the region we have understood related to taiga forest. Now the sinking of air we can understand by the tundra forest. Tundra forest, you must be knowing, the region of extremely cold temperature, the region where we get vegetations like mosses, sedges, and there is no rainfall, means almost no rainfall, and extreme pressure conditions. So these are the concepts related to these cells. And the most important concept related to Ferrel cell, why we call it as a dynamic cell, which I have told you earlier, is because since see, we can understand in this way. See, this is the equator. These are the poles. So in Ferrel cell, the warm air is coming from equator. This is the equator. Warm air is coming from here, and cold air is coming from the poles. So these both type of air pushes themselves. But since the warm air is lighter, so warm air will always be above the cold air. So see, we have understood now about the slanting position of these two air. So this is the reason. So because of interaction of warm air and cold air, we get the concept of fronts, which is responsible for the formation of temperate cyclones. So the concept of temperate cyclones we